Hello everyone, and welcome to my library. I'm wearing a wizard hat because I could not get my hair to do anything that I liked. This week, I would like to recommend a book for you to add to your TBR. It's one that was on my list for a very long time, and I was lucky enough to find it in a small independent bookstore, and I could not put it down once I started it. It is called The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, one of my favorite authors, author of books like The Graveyard Book, Coraline, American Gods, Neverwhere, and so many others. I could go on, and this video would be entirely too long. But yes, this is a book that I find extremely interesting because if you ask 10 different people what this book was about, they would probably give you 10 different answers. Neil Gaiman himself is unable to tell you exactly what genre he would put this in. Some people will tell you it's a book about an adult man trying to process the childhood trauma of his parents' affair. Some people would say it's about an interdimensional alien invasion. Some would say it's a fantastical journey into a spiritual world of witches and all kinds of magical things. All of these are correct. Honestly, none of these are wrong answers. And that's why I do recommend for you to read it on your own, because I'm very interested to hear what you would explain it as. It starts with a man returning to his childhood home for a funeral, and all of these repressed memories start to kind of boil to the surface as he sits and looks at this pond that he remembers as his friend's ocean in her backyard. And things really kind of snowball after his parents find themselves in a financially difficult situation and have to rent out his childhood bedroom to a man who gambles away all of his money, steals their car, and commits suicide in it, with definite trigger warnings for that kind of stuff, for any sort of childhood trauma, thoughts of suicide, anything like that. This book does jump straight into them, but it can also be a handy way of like understanding how children process these kinds of things, how the things you remember may not be exactly as they were. And it's just, Neil Gaiman writes in such a way that it's like he's reading this story directly to you. And if you get the audiobook, he does read the story directly to you. He's an incredible narrator, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you're looking for a book to kind of jumpstart into the fall, cozy, spooky season, this is a great one to do it. Again, a very fast read. It's around 230-ish pages for the mass market edition. Others might come out a little more or less, but it's a very fast read. Not a super high page count on it, but it is very enveloping. You really get pulled into this child and his thoughts and his feelings and his emotions. The characters in it are all great, and the way you read it will be different for every single person, the way you interpret the things that are happening. So definitely pick it up either at a bookstore, Audible. You can borrow it from me if you would like, and it's available to borrow if someone else hasn't borrowed it. But yeah, and once you do read it and you do get through it, let me know what you thought of it, what genre you put it in. Neil Gaiman himself is unable to tell you what genre he would put it in. He says it's both a fantasy and a sci-fi and a psychology book, honestly. But yeah, just let me know what you think if you read it or if you have read it. I'm very interested. Thank you for watching, and I will see you with another book recommendation eventually. Thank you.